morning, friends. It is Wednesday, February 10th. And like I was telling the people before I started recording, today is a number 3 day. And if you are a life path 3, please Google and find out what your life path number is. This is a big day for you. So look that up, find out what life path 3 means, and just know it's amplified today. And there's a lot of things that will kind of come together to assist you on your life path journey. So there you go. Today I want to talk first about social media. And hopefully this transmission will reach you, because there sure is a lot of censoring going on the social media these days. But you may have noticed that for me personally, I have started to shift things over to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and that kind of a thing. And a lot of people were like, oh no, you're gonna do the Spirits and Spirit only on Instagram. It's like, no, I actually would prefer to start moving my stuff over here, even though it is a Facebook company, and I'm gonna tell you why in just a second. But if you are a person who is running any sort of business that is social media based, and that's a lot of us now because we've kind of been forced into it. Word of mouth isn't the same anymore. Word of mouth is the internet. And since we can't, in the past 2 years, we've had such a huge shove down of being able to interface in person, and a lot of our brick and mortar businesses are no longer with us. The internet is essential to running any sort of business and connecting with people on many different levels. If you run a business and Facebook is your main platform to get customers, you may have noticed since January 6th, you have been getting much lower views. People aren't seeing your stuff. Even people who are following you and asking to be alerted when you post things are not. And most people don't take the extra step of going to a Facebook page and saying, I'd like to either favorite this or receive notifications, because it's just an extra step. And I'll admit, I don't always do that either. But I have taken the time and done that with everybody that I want to see, because otherwise I'm not seeing them. And it's not because they're not posting. I have talked to several others in the internet spiritual realm, mostly astrologers, and they have shown me with their metrics that they went from, I think it's been like a 60% decrease in views on Facebook alone since the 6th. So what is happening and why is it happening? What's the point here? Well, first of all, there's been massive censoring with any type of content that is talking about COVID, vaccines, conspiracy theories, aliens, you name it. So if you have been using any of those hashtags or saying those words a lot, special keywords, chances are you may have been censored. Some people are losing their entire Facebook catalog, including their personal page. I'm not scared of this. It doesn't affect me in that way. It is annoying, 100%, but I'm kind of seeing the writing on the wall with this. And I want you guys to kind of ride along with me on this little journey, because Facebook has become its own kind of entity. And this happens with energies. Energies gain a sort of sentience because we put our energies into it. So we can no longer say, oh, I'm just going to not use the internet, or I'm going to stop using my phone altogether, or I'm just going to unplug from all of these things, because they're now integrated into life. So instead of fighting against them and saying, this is the right way to do it, this is the wrong way to do it, this is how you moderate, this is how you protect yourself, all of that is really fear-based energy, right? It doesn't put you in any type of place of creation mode at all. It puts you at the mercy of something you don't actually understand, right? And that's just not a fun place to be in. So instead of playing in that arena, when it comes to social media now, use social media as yet another one of your magical tools, because it is just energy. Everything is. And once you understand that you can manipulate energy, you can also start playing with this. But I will say that if moving forward, you're noticing you're not seeing my stuff on Facebook, you either want to join my group, the private group on Facebook, because I post everything in there too, and you're more likely to see it, or follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, because those platforms are less tampered with for me than regular Facebook at this time. And the other thing that you can do for both me and literally any other business that you care about on social media, if you see their post, take that half a second and press the like button. Because what that does is it allows that business to have more visibility. It basically validates their feed, if that makes sense. So the more likes that you get on a post, the more probability you have of showing up on a feed. You're supposed to be on the feed anyway, but that's another story. So the best thing you can do for any of your business friends is, if you see the post, like the post. If you like the post, as in like you agree with the post or something in the post is helpful for you, take the half a second more and comment, even if your comment is only an emoji. When you comment, you prop that up energetically in a big way. So let's think of this now as interacting as humans and not just little computer chip things, right? If you are talking to a human being, and they're saying something to you, and you just kind of stare at them and you're like, okay, moving on. You haven't really interfaced energetically, right? Or you've taken something from them and you haven't given something back. So that circuit isn't there. In person, we really would never do that because it's awkward and strange and rude. But on the internet, we do it all the time. So I challenge you, for your friends and for the businesses that you love, when you see their posts, interact like people, make a comment, like, and if it really has been helpful for you, oh my God, share it. You have no idea how much that helps. So these are things you can do to kind of crack that code of censorship that is happening right now on Facebook. Because what Facebook wants to do, and what all of these social media platforms that have ad selling want to do, is they want you to purchase ads so that you can actually get views. When I purchase an ad for any of my posts, my views will go up 5,000%. That seems a little extraordinary for me and unfair, because let's say you have 1,000 followers, right? You usually will get maybe 200 people that see your posts, maybe 50 sometimes. And that seems completely unfair if you have 1,000 people following you, but then boom, give them some money and suddenly you're up 5,000%. Right? So cracking that system means you being a person on the internet and using your energy to affect the algorithm. If more of us understand this and actually do it, it will work, because it's just energy. It doesn't matter about the programs, is what I'm saying. So you taking your sovereign energy and saying, this is content that is important for me, that I feel something about, I would like to see more of, it will make a huge difference. So, and I'm not just saying this to you because I'm like, I want my post to be more visible. This isn't just about me. This is everybody. This is all the small businesses who are eking by because they haven't been able to reopen their brick and mortars, or they've had to shift to an online platform when they weren't ready to, when they didn't have the infrastructure. And it's not about being greedy or anything like that. It's about being fair and leveling this playing field and starting to understand what this playing field is and how much our energy affects it. As we start moving into this new earth, it's up to us to dictate what we want to see, right? So if you are on your social media, whatever it may be, but Facebook is the biggest one for this. If you're on your social media and 90% of the time, the only thing that you engage with are posts about the news, politics, virus type stuff, if those are the only things you engage in, you are telling Facebook and the algorithm that that is what is most important to you. So you will see more of those things. On the other side, if you are taking the time to like small businesses, comment on small business pages, to engage in posts that are meaningful for you, and not just looking at them and moving on, you are showing the algorithm what is important to you, and your vote does matter. It's your energy. So I just want you to think about this as you move through the next interesting place we're going to social media wise, because this is not going away. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that is okay. In fact, it's how it needs to be, but the difference is how we think about it. We've had this movement of being kind of against social media and saying that it's like a virus in our consciousness, a virus as, you know, part of our community. It's ruining our children's brains and all of these different things. I posit that that's not exactly true, but if you keep saying it, it's going to be true, definitely. So let's kind of flip the script on that. What social media has done is make it impossible to be secretive about anything, right? And while you may have opinions, positive or negative, about what we call quote unquote conspiracy theorists, I will say this: nothing gets by these people. So we have the internet, we have social media, we have immediate response, we have people videotaping any type of injustices they see around the world, and we are able to see those things in live time immediately. This is connection. Let's recognize it as connection, and let's not call it fake connection, because I've heard that a lot too, where connecting over social media isn't real. Yes, it is, because your reality is dictated by your perception. If interacting on social media affects your heart rate, your thoughts, your feelings about yourself, and then your actions as you move about in the world, then it is real. So let's honor it as such and start treating it as yet another energetic tool for connection and for creation, instead of allowing somebody else's manifestations with social media to use us like little pawns, okay? So this is just another place where we're pulling back our energy, and you have this power. So that is my social media discussion for today. We're gonna jump into this number thing because it's still coming through. So swift left turn, but I do want to say, if this has resonated with you, I would love to discuss it more. So send in your questions, start a string in my Facebook group or on my page, whatever, post somewhere, and we can talk more about it, because I think this is going to keep coming. So life path number 3. I have no idea, even though I am a life path 3, what that exactly means, except something about creation and creative energy, but aren't they all? So you'll have to look that up for yourself. But today is a big number 3 day. And when you think of the number 3, like, let's just kind of look at it as far as the energetics of the way that number looks and how it feels, all right? So I'm gonna draw it for you right here. We're starting right here. I'm gonna curve, half circle, and I'm gonna stop. I've created a half circle. Then I'm gonna curve again and end that circle. Draw some 3s and see how that feels to you. What is the energy, the vibration of drawing that number and seeing it? It's half of an 8. It's half of the infinity. Okay? It is not complete. It is a journey number. So today, where are you traveling? And what information are you picking up along the way? What clues are popping up for you right now? Because they are there. We're starting here. We're looping around, coming in, and then we're coming back out again. And it is not a complete journey. So think about that for today, and just remember that it is one part of something bigger today. So whatever insights come to you today, don't freak out. And as I say this, I'm saying it to myself as well, because I'm having this day. and it's been like 3 minutes of this day. But don't freak out because it's not the whole picture. It is a very important part. And in fact, it may be a linchpin, maybe a center point in what is unfolding for you, but it's not the whole picture. So until you have the whole picture, you really needn't freak out about anything, right? Because you're freaking out about a partial piece of the puzzle, okay? So take a minute and just collect the information today. Just collect it. You needn't make a decision. You needn't freak. Don't burn your house down. And I mean that in all ways. But just be in your feels. Let yourself observe this. If you're a person who can journal something today is the day. Even if you just write a few words down and say, this is what I feel, this is what's coming through. There may be some boomeranging emotions today. Stuff that's coming back from unresolved things. I was gonna say issues, but issues is a problem for me these days, as well as the word work. So we're changing language, and the reason that that is so important is that a word that's been used consistently for one thing for a long, long time holds a certain vibration. And so even if I mean something more progressive with it, it still carries that baggage with it, and I don't want to use it. So you may feel some boomeranging emotions from unresolved things that you may have not wanted to resolve, because if you resolve them, it might create actual change in your life, right? So look at what those things are today. What are the things that are boomeranging back around? And understand this isn't the whole story. It's just a part. It's just a part. It's an important part to take note of. So write down your parts today, and, like and follow all your favorite people on the internet. Those are my words of wisdom for this Wednesday. No, but seriously, we are in the middle of such a week. Every day has been really epic. We're moving into the new moon in Aquarius tomorrow. And tomorrow also we have a stellium in Aquarius. And that means a stellium is when 3 or more planets are in the same sign. Okay? And everyone is wanting to join the party in Aquarius right now. Pause real quick. I have a question. What word are you replacing? So the word that I was going to use was issues. And instead of using issues, I just said things for now, because I don't have a better word for that. But we'll talk about that again. So back to Aquarius energy. When we are in such a massive swirl in the same sign, that means something big is happening. It is a shift of epic proportions. And we knew this was coming. It's not like, oh, where did this come from? I can't believe it. But still, every day we're like, right? So feel your feels and get ready for some serious new moon seeding tomorrow. Because if you have never even tried to do your new moon seeding, I really, really invite you to make this the day you do it. And I think I sort of say that every month, and I mean it, but boy, how could you pass this up? Basically, every planet's going to be in Aquarius tomorrow. And that means everything you seed is going to be painted in that new Aquarius energy, okay? And it will be bolstered and supported. And it's gonna be magical. So I'm inviting you to join me on the new moon call tomorrow, even if you are not part of Restoration. Use code ACTIVATE. It will pop you in there on my website. You don't have to pay anything. And you will also have access to all the rest of the Restoration goodies, of which there is a plethora, because I have a compulsion of adding more things to it. So enjoy. But this is gonna be big, and I will walk you through it. It is a lot of fun, and it's a way of me being able to connect with you guys in a more intimate way that means a lot to me. So I love getting on here on the podcast and on the live videos and talking to you, but you're just names, or you're completely faceless altogether. And I love to see your faces. I love to connect with your energy in that way and bolster together our manifest to create something amazing. When we connect our heart centers together, big things happen. You can feel it in your body. So if you're interested in learning more about how we do the new moon ritual for New Earth, send me a DM, as the kids say, slide into my DMs. Send me an email, find me on Facebook, wherever you want to find me, send me a message, or just hop on my website, www.sarahamala.com, find restoration, sign up, and I will walk you through everything. And if you cannot make it for the live call, then it is recorded to you and you can do it whenever you want to, okay? So I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. I will be back on Friday, but please take note of the new time on Friday because we have a very special guest, Susan Grace, who is one of my OG astrologers. I've been working with her for like 3 years, so she knows all my things. She's gonna be with us at 11 a.m. on Friday morning, and we are gonna do something lighthearted for a change because, while we could tap in and be like, ooh, what is gonna happen to us next? I think it'd be more fun to tap into our Venus signs. So we're gonna talk about our love languages and how our Venus signs dictate that versus the sun signs, and just have a really fun discussion. You will find a link to find your Venus signs on my not my website, but on some post that I was posting recently, and I'll post it again today. So you can find your Venus sign before the live call, and then you can listen along and then gain insight as you do it. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing, amazing Wednesday. And if this podcast, YouTube broadcast, live video, whatever it is you're listening to me on, has reached you today and you're feeling it, like and share. I love you guys so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.